အားလုံးပဲမင်္ဂလာပါဂျိတ်တစ်ခုကနေပြီးတော့ပြန်လည်ကြိုဆိုလိုက်ပါတယ်ဒီနေ့ YouTube video series ရဲ့ episode အသစ်မှာတော့ Thang University မှာ sophomore year တက်ရောက်နေတဲ့အကိုတန်တော့မူရဲ့ common up essay ကိုဖတ်ပြသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါဆိုရင်တော့ essay လေးကိုစပြီးတော့ဖတ်ပြပါမယ် Click clack went the sounds of the soda cans and plastic bottles as they fall on the rigid concrete floor. I picked them up and threw them into my bag, continuing to search through the next trash bin. As the hours passed by, I felt the heavy stare of kids my age who stood across the street, wearing their bright green school uniforms, waiting for their bus to arrive. Every day, my older brother and I labored in the streets of Malaysia, collecting recyclable items to trade in for a few quiets. At that time, my family and I lived with 5 other families in an apartment located just above a small restaurant in the city of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Seeking refuge from the corrupt government of Burma, we fled there, only to find ourselves falling into a deeper hole. My father worked his laborious job as a pedicab, relentlessly pedaling for 17 hours, earning about 14 Ringgits a day, equivalent to $3. My mother made no more, working as a dishwasher at the restaurant below our apartment that was often clouded by the smell of fresh Malaysian cuisines. I remember the many nights when I relied on these desirable fragrances of food to fill my stomach when the only dinner we could afford was a roasted chicken that was shared among 2 families. Among these despairing times, nevertheless, life was good. Each day, we faced countless hardships, and yet we were happy. Each day, we hid from the federal police of Malaysia and battled fears that buried us from our hopes and dreams, and yet we managed to smile. With what we had, we made enough. In this apartment, my family and I were surrounded and influenced by a community that supported one another, looking past their own needs and putting first the needs of others, despite their own circumstances. We all laughed together, cried with one another, sang carelessly through the night, some off-key, but we made it work, and celebrated with families who were able to gain a better future in the US. Allowing me to appreciate every aspect of life, I was comforted with the thought of knowing I wasn't alone. This community showed me what it truly means to be self-love. The people taught me what self-determination is through the sacrifices they have made. After a year of consistent prayer and faith, my family became one of the few who were given the opportunity to come to America. Although eternally grateful for this blessing, coming to US did not magically dissipate all our problems into thin air. We faced new giants that seemed unconquerable at that time, language barriers and isolation from our culture. Most devastating of all, the community we once held so dear was left behind in Malaysia, making us feel alienated in this new world. With no educational background, my parents struggled to find a job. At school, I was often misunderstood and made fun of because of my broken English. You don't belong here, a student once said to me during recess, shoving me down on the playground that was covered with wood chips. In an attempt to stand up for myself, I approached my teacher, placing my hand on my chest, and woefully repeated the words he heard. My insufficient knowledge of English words proved to be enough reason for my teacher to disregard my presence. I had no voice. In the 9th grade, I yearned to bring the empowering sense of community I experienced in Malaysia to the US and sought to connect with those in my area who faced situations similar to my own. Because of my past, I wanted to be the source of help my family and I did not receive. Because of my struggles, I wanted to inspire others and help them view their own struggles as a strength rather than a weakness. Out of this passion, I found the Minority Leadership Association, a citywide organization that welcomes immigrants and people of all backgrounds to become part of a community that they can call family. Using the privileges given to us, our organization that now consists of 32 members, combats the social injustice society has placed on those they view as inconsequential. Through providing free translating services, tutoring sessions for children, help finding job opportunities or English lessons, my team and I have advocated for hundreds of families around the community of Tufts. Through my selflessness acts, I dare to break down the walls that block immigrants from taking hold of every opportunity available to them. Today, I proudly represent myself as an immigrant, embracing both my past and the advanced experiences I faced. My past has given me a voice, and I'm not afraid to use it. အစီအလေးကတော့ဒီလောက်ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဒီဗီဒီယိုကိုအဆုံးထိကြည့်ရှုပေးကြတဲ့အတွက်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ဒီဗီဒီယိုကနေပြီးတော့ကို essay အတွက်အထောက်အကူတစ်ခုခုဖြစ်သွားမယ်လို့လည်းပြောနေပါတယ်ဆိုတော့နောက် Jake ကနေပြီးတော့လည်းဒီလိုအကျိုးပြုမဲ့ YouTube video essay ကိုတင်ပေးသွားမှာမို့လို့ page ကို like and follow လုပ်ပြီးတော့ YouTube channel ကို subscribe လုပ်ပြီးနေပါနဲ့အားလုံးနောက်ဗီဒီယိုမှာတွေ့ပါမယ်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်